Section 2.4, writing linear equations. Okay, so when we write linear equations, we follow 4 steps. The first step is writing y equals mx plus b. That's the equation of our line. The second step is plug in what you know. Sometimes they'll give you a point, x, y, and you'll plug x in for x and y in for y. Sometimes they'll give you the slope. Most of the time, we're going to be solving for b. So that's the third step, solve for b. Usually they give you a point and a slope. So we're going to get b by itself, solve for b. Then the fourth step is plug it back in. So you're going to have your y, you're going to put your slope back in, and then you're going to put in your b that you found. So we're going to plug in our slope and our b, and then this is going to be our final answer, the actual equation. So for example, if we were given the slope equal to -3/2, and we want to find the equation of the line that passes through the point -4, 1, that has this slope, we would follow these 4 steps. The first step is write y equals mx plus b. Second step is plug in what we know. That's x, that's y. So we're going to put a 1 for the y. Our slope, -3/2. Our x is -4. And we're trying to get b by itself. Once we find b, we can plug it back into the equation. So we're going to do this multiplication here. A negative times a negative is a positive, so we end up with 12/2. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. And we're going to subtract 6 from the other side. So we found that b equals -5. Our fourth step is plugging into this equation. Y equals our slope, they gave it to us, -3/2 x minus 5. And that's the equation of the line that passes through that point and that has that slope. Now, some other examples that would be given is introducing the parallel and perpendicular lines. So if we wanted to know the equation that passes through the point -4, 3, that's perpendicular to this line, y equals -4x minus 1, we would have to pull the slope from here. Now we know that a line perpendicular to this line would have to have the slope of positive 1/4. So that's our new slope. In this case, they gave it to us. In this case, we had to find it. And we followed the same 4 steps. Y equals mx plus b. We plug in what we know. My slope is 1/4. Then I just do the math. That would end up being -1. Add 1 to both sides. B is 4. Then I plug it back into my equation. Y equals 1/4. That's my new slope. X plus 4. This is the equation of the line that passes through that point that's perpendicular to this line. There's also some examples of where we have lines that are parallel. So if we wanted to find the equation of a line that's parallel, we would plug in the same slope. So let's see if we have an example there. Let's say we had the point 4, 6, and we want it parallel to this line, y equals 2/3 x plus 5. We pull our slope from there. And since we have it parallel, it's the same slope. So y equals mx plus b. Plug in what we know. There's our x, there's our y. So we do the multiplication here. It gets a little bit messy, but we have 8 over 3. I'm going to subtract 8/3. Now, when I have a whole number minus a fraction, I'm going to change this into a fraction. So that's actually going to be 18 over 3, because that's the same as 6. Now I have the same denominator, and I can subtract 18 minus 8, which is 10. That's my b. Keep it as an improper fraction because it's easier to work with. And that's my answer.